Hello, I'm Sarah Freeman, Managing Editor of Business and Finance. Welcome to Business and Finance's Executive Insight series in association with KPMG, where we speak to business leaders about their insights into strategy, success and overcoming challenges. Today's episode features Seamus Keating, CEO of FD Technologies. Seamus, thanks so much for joining us today. You're very welcome.
Thank you, Sarah. I'm delighted to be here.
Now, Seamus, FD Technologies was chosen as Company of the Month for July 2023. What are some of the key business strategies that you think culminated in that nomination?
So firstly, it was a great honour for the company to be chosen. And I think the strategies that probably helped us to raise our profile and to be chosen, really our commitment and dedication and our investment in growth from the plan that we set out over the last 3 years. I became CEO of the business almost 4 years ago now, and since then we've set out a strategy for our 3 different business units, each one with its own growth plan, and I think it was really that growth opportunity and our ability to execute on that, through good times and through difficult times, that probably gave us the edge in being selected as the Business of the Month.
Okay, very good. So you had a plan and you committed to it.
Exactly. It was a big plan with significant financial investment, where we, as a very strong board, took the option of reducing our earnings in the short term to accelerate growth in the medium term. That was particularly around our software business, KX, which is a truly global platform in the world of data management, data analytics, and we're very proud of the success that we've achieved in setting out the growth plan for that business and building from there.
Okay, very interesting. And Seamus, that leads me to my next question. You were chosen as Business Person of the Month for June 2023. What personal characteristics do you bring to the company?
As I said, I've been CEO now for almost 4 years. My career before that has been very much in international technology services, software. So I think my international experience was really helpful to the company. And in addition to that, I think my experience in scaling businesses globally, from smaller businesses to much larger ones, I think understanding the issues, the pain, but more than anything, the benefits of being able to do that and establish the business on a truly global scale.
Okay, so your particular insights into scaling businesses proved useful. And Seamus, what changes have you seen the company undergo in the time you've been there?
So our changes have really been to set out our 3 business units as operationally distinct businesses, give each one a very clear strategy, a very clear plan, but more than anything, I think to bring in the teams to lead each of those businesses, with chief executives for each of the 3 business units, building strong teams around them, because fundamentally, our success in implementing a strategy has to be around the talent that we hire, and above all, the talent that they bring around them, and that becomes a real virtuous circle of improvement. I think that's been really important.
That makes sense. So having the right people is key.
Absolutely. Having the right people, being able to attract them, and being able to attract them globally. It wasn't simply that we needed to find people who were either UK based or Ireland based. It's actually being able to demonstrate that our business had the attraction, the capability and the potential that was going to attract key executives from the US and elsewhere, again, who brought that experience, particularly of building software businesses and scaling those on a global basis.
Okay, and on that note, I suppose, what advice would you give to others who are driving for similar success?
I think really getting the right talent is the most critical. The talent with the experience, and then from there, that talent helping to build and create the strategy, and then of course to go out and implement it, to know what to do, how to do it, know what the pitfalls are, manage them hopefully before they become real pitfalls, that talent is absolutely core to building those businesses.
Right, and we know attracting the right kind of talent can be difficult, so you really do value the right people.
Yes, and I think the business has been able to attract those people because of some of the unique technology, the skills that we've had, and the position that we had already established in becoming an international business. We were able then to bring people who could take us to the next level.
Right. I'd like to change tack slightly. Did COVID change the company, and if so, how?
I don't think on any long-term basis that COVID changed the company. In the short term, we all adapted, changed, figured out how to work in it, how to support and manage our people, support and work with our customers. But I think we've certainly noticed that the strategy that we set out, was able to see us, through COVID and beyond, and to continue to grow right through it. Sure, things have been a bit different around colleagues coming to offices. Are they coming back to offices? Are they not coming back to offices? Is it a hybrid? Is it a mix? And there are some changes like that, but fundamentally, the company's on the same track that it was on, and that's a track, to grow and be a significant international business.
Right. So fundamentally, a fairly positive kind of outcome from COVID. We
think so, and I think it also helped us to underline in the fundamental strengths of the business that despite COVID, we remained sort of important, providing critical services and critical software to some of the biggest financial services institutions on the planet, and it was certainly, I guess, refreshing and a real sort of proof point of the uniqueness of the business and what we had.
Right. And Seamus, you mentioned strengths there. I suppose, what are some of the main issues that you would see affecting data-driven companies?
It's interesting. Everybody now wants to be and feels they need to be a data-driven company, and of course we've all got lots of data. It's increasing by the truckload every moment that we speak. But I think some of the key issues are we actually able to use all of our data, and are we able to use it in time to help us to make better decisions, to become more efficient, to become more competitive, to become faster. Too much data, I think, is still used in the rear view mirror to tell us, what happened, last month, last year. But actually using it to predict the future and to move faster, I think, is what data-driven companies, where they can really get significant competitive advantage, and that's where we encourage both ourselves and our customers around the world to think about using not just their own data, but what other data can they bring to enrich that, and again to get them faster and more competitive.
That's very interesting, because all we ever hear is that data is gold, but you're saying, yes, you have the data, but you need to use it strategically and use it well.
Exactly. Looking in the rearview mirror, is usually too late, and we see the world of generative AI, opening that up, so much more, and giving customers and giving the world the ability, to use data, in a much more interactive, forward-looking way, and to get more insight faster from data. That's what makes it valuable, and that's what turns it into gold.
Right. Okay. And so, how would you view Ireland's performance in the sector?
I think Ireland is doing well in this space, and I think that's sort of testament to, I guess, the history, of building skills in the world of technology, the investment, over decades that's gone into that. It's not something that you can just turn a switch and have happen, very, very quickly. So I think that's enabled Ireland to continue to play, a really important role in getting the world to think more about data, the value of it, and which benefits can be got from using it
Okay, and of course our skills are building all the time, and there's such a focus on those skills in Ireland at the moment.
And across FD technologies, we've got a strong track record in hiring graduates, in training graduates, and that's fundamentally, in the world of data. If there's a single point that connects our three business units, it's our work with data, helping customers to get more value from their data.
And so, you've spoken about the skill base in Ireland. Is there more policymakers could be doing to help the sector in Ireland?
I would say continue with a lot of the good things that have been happening around skills. I think continue to be a very open and welcoming place for those skills from around the world, because I think that always enriches us. The greater the mix of skills and cultures that we bring to play. I would say also to our sort of fellow Irish companies to see ourselves on the global stage, because I think that's where we learn to grow faster. We compete better when we see ourselves as global players, and I think that makes us go faster, and it makes us build bigger, more global businesses.
That's a really interesting point. So think bigger and visualize being on a global stage, before you even get there, maybe.
Exactly, and I think it's probably always been a part of the track record, of the thinking of Irish companies, because certainly historically, the Irish market was probably too small, certainly in technology, to build a very big company. So if you were going to be a big company, you had to start thinking bigger and internationally from quite a young stage in the company's development. And I think it's really contributed to companies growing internationally and moving there faster, and certainly being the experience, across the FD Technologies group, that certainly helped us to get out there early and quickly.
Okay, some great advice there. Well, I think we've time for one more question. What opportunities do you think lie ahead for FD Technologies?
We have enormous opportunities ahead of us, right across our business units. And I mentioned the world of generative AI, and we have some unique capability and IP in helping companies to bring the unstructured data of the generative AI world together with the structured data that they've constantly been working to bring those two together. Then I think you get a much more powerful and much more insightful AI model, and we have some unique capability in doing that. Across our services businesses, continuing to work with the global capital markets institutions, again an enormous market where we have some unique skills and unique differentiation. So we are really optimistic, excited and positive about the opportunities for the company looking out over the next 2 to 3, 5 years and beyond.
Great, so great things ahead.
Exactly.
Seamus Keating, CEO of FD Technologies, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Sarah.
Well, that's all we've time for in this episode of Business and Finance's Executive Insight series in association with KPMG. Thank you so much to Seamus for joining us, and to you for listening. You can find more episodes of Executive Insights at businessandfinance.com, on YouTube and on Spotify.